Welcome to China. When I go to a new place, the culture, friendliness, and life quality really determines if I want to stay there. Let me tell you, Longgang, Shenzhen, it's a nice place to stay or visit. It's far away from downtown. If there's no traffic jam, it only takes 45 minutes. But a lot of time there will be traffic jams within 2.5 hours, sometimes maximum 3 hours. So if you're gonna visit Longgang here, there will be less crowded as downtown area, and there's some activities to do. I would recommend the mixed sea. That's the reason more. But for people who live around here, there's something you can do, and there's a Sam's Club that you can get your food, your necessities there, and the meat quality is pretty good. And one could they have a BLT down in the basement, and you can get some food you like. You can see the products that you're familiar with. As a foreigner, you might find these things very interesting, that people will stare at you a lot. So in your home country, you might come from a mix of culture and backgrounds, but here there are relatively few foreigners here. So that means you get a ton of attention. When you're walking through the bustling streets, you will get way more attention. You will see a lot of eyes staring at you, and you will also catch some few kids, a group of kids. They might run towards you and stay really close to you, hesitant, very hesitant, and probably go back to their parents and say, "Mom, Dad, foreigners." So this is very normal here. It's almost like you are an exotic creature in their midst, and they're generally curious about your striking features, such as your eyes, your hair color, and your nose. We like tall nose and high nose here. So all of these things captivate them. I once had a college from Nigeria who faced a similar situation. It's quite different also for us. We were trying to get a new student to sign up English training, so we had this free demo. So when the new students saw him, some of them started to cry as their world had been turned upside down. They weren't used to seeing someone who looked so different from them. For them, it was a major event, and they don't see black people often. So for them, it's a chance to experience the world beyond their own bubble. In here, you quickly learn gestures become your best friend. The language barrier can be daunting at times, but you find creative ways to communicate, such as gestures and translation. And sometimes when you order the meal, and you can just the menu here. Here's the thing: in a lot of restaurants, the menu, we don't have menus anymore. You have to use the phone and scan it and look at the phone pictures. If you don't have, you don't want to use your phone, you can ask the front desk. They will have a PC tablet, so you can go through the menu. So yeah, I have found that 80% of the time that you guys can successfully order a meal just by pointing at the pictures on the menu. So nowadays, maybe pointing at the picture on the screen or using hand signals to communicate. And sometimes, of course, the people would really be friendly, try to help, and their smile, and they will ask you where do you come from, like that. The sentence, the first question they will ask, where do you come from? In recent years, we heard about tiger parents in China is so typical. They push their kids to learn English. Kids here, they start to learn English at very young age. For myself, I have taught like fairly young age, like started from 3 years old. They're just like little baby, and they have so much anxiety just to be away from their parents. So the first day of the lesson, the first couple of weeks, the students just cry a lot. But still, if you live in the big cities, if it's in a downtown area or you are close to university, you will see that younger generations, they will tend to speak more English. Shanghai is pre-international city, right? Also Beijing, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. But only particular area you might find younger generation, younger people, they can speak a bit better English. So often this individual often receive training to cater to their foreign customers. Like Shenzhen is so famous to do e-commerce, Amazon and Alibaba trading. So yeah, you also might hear people will say they are good at writing, but which is not true, because the writing requires such a different skills. But their critical thinking, it's at a different level. You might hear people have homogeneous thoughts, right? You will get a lot of answers that they are quite the same. So while many employees may not be very fluent, but they generally possess enough language skills, to assist English speaking clients with basic transactions and inquiries. So sure, these things they can do, but this accessibility can greatly enhance the experience for foreigners navigating these cities. However, despite the increase in English speakers, fluent English speakers remain a rarity. So in everyday interaction, it's more common to meet individuals who can message or manage simple conversation or understand basic phrases, but not yet to the level that they can fluently express themselves. Also, it's because of the environment. Here, people speak Chinese, right? But also Chinese has so many dialects, but generally people speak Mandarin. So this can sometimes lead to misunderstandings, especially in more complex discussion or when specific vocabulary is required. And here, the language structure is quite different. So when people express themselves, like for myself, when I talk about complicated stuff to my husband and for the banking, the message, the order, maybe the what do you call that? Syntax, right? The structure of the sentence is quite different. Those visiting here, it's important to recognize that while younger people may be eager to practice their English, and they may still struggle with pronunciation and grammatical structure. So yeah, you will also see that a lot of people would like to practice English with you. If you ever feel lost and you need to find a person to help, so it is advisable to look for a friendly one. But even though sometimes you may see a staff, but the problem is they cannot speak English. So yeah, you can look for the one that seems friendly and approachable, and they are willing to engage and to communicate, and sometimes they will use the translation to help you to get things done. So I remember when I traveled in Japan and I don't know how to buy a ticket, so we spent half day just in the metro to figure out the subway system, and it's in a different language. But we don't know where's the customer service, and we went to a machine, we bought a ticket, and the ticket never worked until we have to buy another ticket so that we can get on the train. So yeah, I remember things can be quite troublesome if we just don't know the language. But yeah, but here in the metro subway, we still have English version. But if you know where you go, you can just check on the places, and sometimes you will hear the loud announcement. Another thing to consider is the cultural context. Is that Chinese people, they don't have much exposure. I would say all of the Chinese people to have environment to speak English often, so they may feel shy or hesitant to speak English, fearing they might make mistakes. That was my situation 9 years ago, but now with more exposure, interacting with my husband, also my work experience, I feel more comfortable. Encouragement and maybe a more patient attitude, or for those foreigners, like for you guys, gotta slow down your speed. Try to speak in a slower pace so that they will understand. So I know a lot of new foreigners, they come in and they talk to Chinese people. They tend to speak really fast. So for those who are learning English, often appreciates effort from foreigners to engage in conversation, even if it's just a few words in Mandarin or expression of things. But you might find out that often if you just say simple Chinese, they will be saying, "Oh, you're so good at speaking Chinese, very good." Well, I would say there are a lot of e-bikes here, and even in the mall, you will see there were layers and layers of e-bikes parking in front of the mall. But one really important thing is that they are not loud. I went to Thailand a week ago. The only thing I noticed, I live in Bangkok, right? But the first 3 days, the hotel I chosen, even though still at midnight, still can hear the motorcycle sound. So it's so loud. So I'm appreciating the e-bike just doesn't have the motorcycle sound. Oh, guys, I just forgot something. Yeah, they don't have loud engine sound, but you might hear beeping a lot. So yeah, it's common here. If you hear beeping, that doesn't mean people are fighting. They're just, what's that term? Passive aggressively annoying. If you're passionate in Chinese culture, or there's something that is attractive to you, then you can definitely easily overcome these language barriers. But if you want to have some adventures and get out there, then you're at the right spot.